I'm a Republican in name only. I want to talk a little bit about a really disturbing thing I see happening in the government right now, and that is the systematic uh, silencing and censorship of the media. The President Trump administration has very systematically been calling the reporters that are allowed in press conferences, are allowed to ask questions, that are allowed access to the president. He very frequently, and when he's asked a question he doesn't like, he'll spend a lot of time complaining about the network or the reporter that's asking the question. He'll insult them. He'll say all kinds of things against them and say, how dishonest they are and all this stuff. And then he may or may not eventually answer the question. Usually doesn't. But if he does, he says something very brief and then he's instantly on to the next. However, if he gets a question from a reporter that's like a all-time softball where it's like, hey, your administration is doing the best ever. What do you credit the success with? And he then will start his answer with, oh man, I love this network. I love you. Um, and just like gush over them for a little bit. And then he'll, give some kind of answer to their softball question. And this thing is really bad. The press is absolutely essential in a democratic free society for keeping an eye on the government. There's a reason why the media is sometimes called the fourth arm of the government or the watchdog of the government. We need people asking honest questions and getting honest answers. And we need people to be able to ask hard questions and find out the truth of the matter and be able to have access. So the fact that he's pulling this, I mean, he is very actively trying to set up a government sponsored type of media situation where no, it's not like formalized like maybe Russia is, but he's using like the FCC and other federal bureaus to apply pressure to networks, to threaten their licenses or to make things hard on them behind the scenes. He's actively suing groups that were critical of him during the last election and saying that they were dishonest or that they were defamatory and putting lawsuits on them that they're being forced to settle because if they're afraid if they fight it in court, they're going to be they could possibly lose their license or just have the FCC drag their feet on things because he completely controls that. The guy that's in charge of the FCC is a 100% Trump sycophant right now. And so the freedom of our press is under assault. And that's something that should be worrying to everyone. Sure, worrying to me. What do you think?